It's a beautiful day at the break, and we are at Old School Bagel, a great place to stop in. I actually stopped in for some coffee. It was some of the best coffee in town, and I decided to invite some friends. Today we got Evan Smith, athletic director out at North Rock Creek, of course, but today you are playing head basketball coach for the number 2 ranked North Rock Creek Cougars. Coach, you know, how did you build it to where now you are pushing for number 1 in the entire state?
Well, it takes, a lot of people think it just happens overnight. It takes a lot of building, a lot of years to put things together, like that. The kids get part of a program and they just become part of it, and, they just keep improving each year, and it just makes it, every year you do that, it just makes it a little bit easier to get better and better. So.
Well, today we have both the boys and the girls represented, and the girls are off to their best start ever at the high school.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. They're doing really good. It's fun, on a Tuesday, Friday night, or even sometimes on weekends at tournament play. It's been a lot of fun to watch them play, us play. It's kind of a good atmosphere for people to come out and get some basketball in, so it's been good.
It is a lot of fun, and now, hey, back to your AD hat. We call it the Cougar Den? Is that what we call it? Or are we coming up with a name for that?
I don't know that it has been. We're just going to kind of let it naturally come together, I think.
I hear you. Well, why not throw it to the students at the high school?
Probably a good idea.
Maybe this year, you're coming in, going to get a state championship
under
your belt.
Yeah.
You might as well name the gym while you're at it.
I think so.
Some sort of pun name.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that may be an idea. We'll pitch it out there and see if the students want to take a part in that.
It might be cool. I don't know that it'll be called Stan Beasley Field anymore. Stan, what's up? We haven't seen Stan around in a while.
Yeah.
I've missed him.
I have too. Stan's always a staple at our events, and he's always good to have around. He's a great guy and cares about North Rock Creek.
Well, we've got Stan represented today with his grandson Maddox in the house, but first we're going to be talking to the girls' head coach. That would be Charity Kilinc, of course. You call her
Coach K.
Let's go for the Kilinc. I like it. Let's just go Kilinc.
Coach Kilinc. I like it.
We're going to bring in Charity. I'm telling you, the girls have started their best ever. She's an excited head coach right now for what the second semester has to bring. When we come back to Old School Bagel, we will be joined with head girls basketball coach Charity Kilinc.
We trust McElgay and Owens. We knew Mike. Mike was part of Kiwanis. He is a community member that took the time to get to know people. And when you're in a crisis, you want to go with somebody that you feel like you can trust. And we both felt very comfortable with Mike. We called him, and it became a very smooth process of being able to go through the dealings of planning a funeral for a loved one.
Kilinc Pharmacy across from the hospital has something for you. Boutique items in Shawnee. All your pharmaceutical needs taken care of at the Kilinc Pharmacy. L's Jewelry on Kickapoo. A wide selection of beautiful jewelry in their wonderful showroom waiting for you to shop for the holidays. L's Jewelry, Shawnee's friendly jeweler. Back to Old School Bagel, and I am privileged to be sitting with senior leader on the squad, Lydia, VanAntwerp, and of course, Coach K. Coach, this year you were really excited. 6-1 you started, but you got me in our interview and you said, but if we win our next 2, it's the best start ever. And you come off with 2 victories against Hera and Bing. What has been the recipe for your success this year?
We take it game after game and just focus on what we got to get done. It's a battle every single time. We don't take it for granted. The girls are prepared before each game, and they just honestly get in there and get it done, which is really refreshing and fun to coach. Something that we haven't really had in years past, and this year it's just we're feeding off of that energy and just keep it going.
Well, for the last 2 years, I've watched Lydia VanAntwerp really muscle up and down the court, and this year it seems like your attitude, Lydia, is now influencing the entire team. Hustle, all the dirty jobs you get done. If somebody needs to score, you score, but it's like priority for you is team. I'd like you to talk a little bit about that. As a senior on this team, what does it mean to you that you guys have started so successfully?
We play as a team. We don't play for like ourselves, and we look for the open girls and not try to be stat builders, and we just share the ball with each other.
Well, I understand that you come from a very winning, rich background, especially on the softball field. How does playing multiple sports, do you think, better you for both sports that you play? Or do you run track as well, come to think of it?
I did freshman year.
Okay, so how does it help you by playing multiple sports, do you feel?
It gives you a different environment, different teammates, different coaches, atmospheres, and just different things to work for, different goals, get better at.
Coach, I know that you played at the next level. You played in college. How important was it for you to nurture your different talents through different sports or different activities while you were in high school to be a better collegiate player?
So I actually encourage it to all of my players because basketball is my true love. Like, I love basketball. Like, it's obviously like my go-to sport, but I actually played volleyball in high school and got offered for volleyball too. So it's a nice break to get from like your main sport, and it works different muscle groups. You have different coaches, which is really, really good, especially if you're wanting to be coachable. And honestly, it just is kind of refreshing to do something like instead of the whole thing year round. Sure. I'm not saying like relax in your off season, but what I'm saying is it's nice to have options and to play. Honestly, just get out there and play a different sport.
Yeah, and Lydia, what's the hardest part about transitioning from one sport to another? Because I hear parents or different people say, no, we just need to be doing the same thing over and over and over. What's your opinion in that? And what's the hardest thing in your transition from softball immediately into basketball?
Conditioning. You got to condition a lot more in basketball.
And mostly conditioning and your wind and getting into basketball shape?
Yes, and getting like different mindset for that season in sport.
So, Coach, this year, your stats are still pretty good. You're averaging over 60 points a game. I don't know that I've seen that before. Where is this offense coming from?
Like Lydia said earlier, we have, no matter who's on that floor, 5 players that can score. And it's very unselfish ball. Like, someone's on fire. If like we have McCray that's shot and made 4 threes, like, hey, let's feed her the ball. Or it might be Addison Lawrence, or it might be KK. Like, there's so many different players that can step up rather than relying on a couple few. So it's been refreshing that, okay, I know that we can score, so our main thought process and what we have to focus on each game is defense and how we're going to defend this team, and let's think of a game plan for that. And I know the offense will come, especially if our defense is doing well.
Lydia, you talking about defense, lead the team in blocks. You're always tough down at the post. You're always in on the rebound, whether somebody else is grabbing it or not. You're doing your job down there. What's your mentality when you're playing defense? Why do you feel that you're a successful defensive player?
I just don't want them scoring, and I don't want them to let me think.
You don't want them to be successful with the ball?
Yeah.
Is there something that you look for in an opponent, or is it just your own mentality of I'm going to be tough, I'm going to be strong underneath?
I like to get lower than them and go at their knees, so then they can't they have to jump to go over your back, and try not to jump.
And she's honestly pretty good at taking charges too. Mm-hmm. She came back from a knee injury last year, which is a little hesitant, but Lydia is really good at finding where they're going to be, and sometimes you just have to go in there and take a charge, and that's what she does.
Yeah, you seem to do anything for the team. And I honestly, in watching this, I echo what you both are saying. What I've recognized is a complete team, all the way from a lot of young contributors, as you were back as a sophomore when we started, but also the senior leadership on the squad. You mentioned Olivia, of course, Olivia McCray, just proficient from the outside. And then you have another senior, Emma Metter, also.
She's really good at getting water.
Hey, she's a manager.
She is.
What do you appreciate the most, Lydia, about the managers on the squad?
They're always encouraging us and making us do our best, and just always there for us.
Whether they know it or not, they're our glue.
Yeah.
And sometimes they hear a little bit of frustration come out of my mouth and the other girls, and they just kind of nod their heads and say, okay, and just keep going.
Okay, so what's the outlook, Lydia? For second semester, we come blowing in with a great halfway point, or, halfway of the year going into the second semester. What's your goals for the second semester? What's going to make the second semester for North Rock Creek basketball a success in your eyes?
Just keep doing the same thing we've been doing the first semester, get a little bit better, try to win area, make it to area.
Fantastic. What about you, Coach? What kind of goals do you have set for your team?
We have some harder games coming up. I think we'll start out in this Conowal tournament, which is a very winnable tournament. We haven't won a tournament yet, and I think that's a really good goal. I want to take it week by week of setting those goals so we can focus on that, and then have an end goal as well, but more so focus on what we've got to get done that week, so which they've done a great job of doing so far.
Well, it has been fun watching you girls play. We'll see you again on the 12th when Bethel comes to the house. That's going to be a tough inter-county matchup, and we'll have a fun time getting back with you guys and watching a great game. Thank you very much for joining us here at Old School Bagel. And when we come back, we'll have head coach Evan Smith and a couple of his players to talk to North Rock Creek basketball. Remember, Shawnee, together, all of us, we're building communities, one season at a time.
Action Physical Therapy supports North Rock Creek Athletics, located on Harrison. Anytime you need physical therapy, ask for Action. Action Physical Therapy, an Athletic Co. company.
Hi, this is Sean with Play It Again Sports, where we pay you cash for your used sporting goods. In now, football receivers gloves from Under Armour, Cutters to Nike. Retail on these anywhere from $29.99 to $59.99. Right now for our Christmas special, 30% off all football gloves. Play It Again Sports, where we buy, sell, trade used sporting goods.
Discount Pharmacy is concerned about our overall well-being. The Labyrinth on St. Gregory's Abbey grounds. If you're stressed, a walk in the Labyrinth may help you feel better. Harrison Discount Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy. It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time, at our Shawnee Sonic. Back at Old School Bagel with Coach Evan Smith. Evan, all right, 8-0, why? Tell us, man.
It's it really is. Coaches say this all the time, but it really is about the kids. I mean, we've got great leadership. We have had great leadership in years past as well, but this year it's just kind of it's a bigger group of leaders and some of our juniors and sophomores that have been part of the program for a long period of time now have kind of learned the system and know how to be leaders as well. So it's really worked out great. They go out and take care of business. They've gotten to where they now can recognize when, maybe for example, we're having a bad shooting night. They know that they have to do something different to make that happen. And so it's been fun. It's been fun watching them. Obviously we work hard in practice and try to fix the things that we need to fix, but it really is them. I mean,
well, you talk about practice, and I noticed something unique about this team is you actually are top heavy in the sense that you've got a lot of seniors, and not all of them see playing time during the varsity games, but they're there and they're vocal. And I mean, I watch them play on the JV games and in practice sometimes. They're good players. How important is it that you have kind of that mix at both on the bench and on the floor?
It's really crucial. I mean, it really is. People don't understand a lot of times how crucial it is to have those kids, impact kids that may not be on the floor, but they impact the team as a whole. I always try to teach these kids this, that in life you're not always going to be the CEO or the whatever it may be, but everybody has a purpose. And even if you're not being able to see that on the court on a Tuesday or Friday night, in practice those kids give us looks that make us a better team, and they're just good kids and good leaders.
Well, it's funny because you talk about that, and that's almost like the character builders within the program. And early on, we were You and I both. I mean, we were fanning just like typical fans. Oh, we're shooting 50% or 48% from 3-point range. Dude, oh, wow. Well, can you keep that up? Yeah, we can keep, go. Well, we've dropped, to 33%.
Yeah.
And I bring that up for this topic is the sense that defense is character. And now the stat that we're all looking at is steals.
Yeah.
Because you are just as quick as anybody.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, your defensive philosophy and how the guys have been stepping up on defense.
Well, our big thing is, we are very defensive focused. The reason for that is it's the only thing you can control night in and night out. And that's what I love about sports in general, basketball, football, whatever it may be. It teaches kids, it's a roller coaster. You never know, how things are going to go. But if you focus on those core things, such as defense and basketball, you can always do that well throughout every game. And that's what we try to get in their heads. And I think our kids have bought into it. I think we've taken 9 charges this year or something like that, which, a charge in basketball is as good, if not better, than a made field goal. I mean, it's a very big momentum changer, and I'm so proud of these guys.
Well, and talking about that, they've taken 9 charges through the year. They're averaging over 8 steals a game. It is crazy to watch these guys play defense. And coming up next, we're going to bring 2 of them in, 2 leaders who have propelled this squad. Devon Haney, one side of it on the court almost all the time, and Maddox Munn, who is one of those character leaders from baseline to baseline.
Yeah.
You see and feel the impact of Maddox.
Yes, sir.
When we come back to Old School Bagel, there'll be more of the NRC Coaches Show with head coach Evan Smith.
I want to welcome all you students to the District 2 of Pottawatomie County. I am your County Commissioner, Greg Rush. As we go through, we'll kind of show you where our offices are and where our shop is, and then we'll get out to the yard.
We have dump trucks, we have 1-tons, we have pickups.
Every week, we have to make the decisions how to spend the taxpayers' money. Everybody, even us, we have to pay tax. That's what funds everything you see in our county government.
I call her Big Bertha. This one here is for taking out trees. This is Mini Bertha. This is my little excavator. Now this one here, we use quite a bit.
It's a big responsibility. A lot of people don't see what goes on within the government, but that's what we're trying to do with you. One day you guys are going to be doing our jobs. Without our support staff and without our employees, we couldn't do any of that.
You guys are invited back. We're going to have a Christmas tree out here, and we would really, really love for you to decorate ornaments and then spend some time with us and help decorate our tree down here, because this is your barn. This is in your community. I remember you. These are your people, okay? So we would really love for you to be a part of that with us.
We are back at Old School Bagel, and I've got 2 North Rock Creek seniors with me. I got Maddox Munn and Devon Haney. First of all, Maddox, I keep saying that you're not playing a lot, but Coach corrected me. You get a lot of minutes on the floor. What's your role, do you feel, on this squad coming off the bench like you do?
Mostly be like the spark guy. I mean, block out all the guys, get the rebounds, help the team out. That's all I mean.
Just anything you can do to help the entire team win?
Yeah, mostly.
Devon, you've been a starter now for 3 years. You've got a very good shot on the outside, but what I've noticed more this year than any other year is you up front and those steals, man, defensive pressure. How does it impact you in a game when your defense is clicking like it is?
Our Coach Cox always told us defense starts your offense. So when you're playing good defense, then your offense will start rolling. So when I'm having an off night on shooting, I just say, okay, I'm going to play as hard a defense as I can, because then the offense will just come to me. So.
Have you and David King been playing for a while together?
Yeah.
It looks like you guys up front, you've just got it down.
Well, in high school, we've been playing 4 years together, but we also played when we were younger on like AAU teams and Little League teams. So, yeah, we've been playing together for a while.
So Maddox, when you come in to basketball season this year, of course, you had your grandpa, who is somebody very close to many of us, Stan Beasley. He had some issues, but you tell us that Stan's doing better now. Talk a little bit about your grandpa and give him a shout out, because I want to do that.
Shout out to my grandpa. I mean, he's doing great. I mean, he gets out a lot. He comes and support us every game. He loves this team. I mean, he can't stop talking about us to everybody. I mean, he tells everybody, come out and watch North Ark Creek boys. Come out and watch North Ark Creek girls. I mean, they're just phenomenal. That's what he says.
Yeah, he has a lot of love, and the campus has a lot of love for Stan Beasley. Devon, you guys now ranked 2 in the state. I know that's not good enough for you. You want to win it all after tasting the playoffs next year.
Yes,
but
sir.
Your coach says some things about why you're 8-0 right now. What about as a player and as a leader on the squad? Why do you feel like you're 8-0 as a team?
I think it's just because, one, our chemistry is really well. We just gel together, and we all do the little things like blocking out, talking on defense. I mean, all the little things is kind of what gets us going. So we do those, being physical. If we do those little things, everything else will come to us. The offense, I mean, everything will just come to us. So, yeah.
Maddox, 4 years in the program. What's one of the key things that you have learned being part of the North Rock Creek basketball program over the last 4 years?
Oh, man.
Put you on the spot, didn't I?
Yeah.
Let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
Working under Coach Smith, like you have over the last number of years, what have you learned from your coach, either Coach Smith or Coach Cox, that perhaps you feel that you could take away next year and into the rest of your life that's going to help you?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably my confidence. I mean, and like, I know I didn't get to play a lot, but I mean, I'm the spark guy on the bench. So I mean, get the bench going, help the team out. I mean,
Devon, that sounds like a pretty selfless answer. I would say that for both of your coaches that you have played for a while. It's all about you guys. On the floor, how big is it for you to have, first of all, those two coaches, but then your classmates and the people over there at the bench giving all the energy that they can for your victory?
Oh man, it means the world. I mean, having bench guys that aren't complaining about not having to get to play or anything like that and supporting us on the court. That's all you can ask for a team. That's what makes us so good, is because everybody has a part on the team. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean three-point shooting. I mean, Maddox, he's not going to go out in the three-point, but if he's a spark on the bench, gets us going, gets us defense going. So everybody plays a part, which makes us so good. So. And
that's what I heard, Maddox, from you, is that you want to be that spark. When you step in, you want to bring energy from the side. You want to. Over the last 4 years, do you have a point in time maybe that just sticks out to you that might epitomize North Rock Creek basketball to you and what it's meant over the last number of years? Is there a moment from where you are that you remember and you say, wow, that was just hellacious? It might even have been on a bus ride, or it might have been at a tournament.
I don't have to go with the tournaments and bus rides. I mean, especially winning the tournaments, we just have a great time. We all celebrate. I mean, then we have a great bus ride back, talk to each other, going, man, we all did great. I mean,
yeah, makes it a lot of fun and memorable. Devon, what about moving into the next semester? So I've said 8-0 like 16 times today. It really means nothing. I mean, at this time in the year, you know that.
Right.
What does the second semester look like for you in order for North Rock Creek to be a success?
Well, we had a good first semester. I mean, 8-0, like you said, but the second half of the season is going to be tough. I mean, we're obviously looking at an undefeated record. That'd be the best, but we got some tough teams coming up. We got OCS, Luke Gray, Carson Jones, all of them. So McDeal, we got them in the Conowal tournament. So we're going to have to step our game up even more to win those games. Those are big games. So get ready for playoffs too.
All right, Maddox, I'm going to again put you on the spot because I want you to invite people out to see you guys play some basketball over at North Rock Creek. Could you do that? Give them your best invitation to come out and watch you guys play.
I mean, come out and support. I mean, you want to see great basketball, come and support North Rock Creek. You'll see it. I mean, you'll see the little things and be like, wow, that is good. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of things that you just look at us and you're just like, they're a good team. They got everything right. I mean, yeah.
Very nice, Devon. That's kind of got to make you feel pretty good about what you just heard, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Well, and I'll encourage you as well. It's a lot of fun, and there is no better entertainment value than high school sports. Thank you both for being with us here at Old School Bagel. We'll close things down with Coach Evan Smith right after this. For 25 years, Eric's has served you and your family for all your prescription needs. Eric and his staff love the community and love seeing you in the store conveniently located on North Kickapoo. Make your day brighter by visiting Eric's today. Hardesty Market in Devon, a real butcher shop for over 80 years. Daily lunch specials just like Mom used to make. Best cuts of meat and even better people. Your family at Hardesty Market and Deli. Do you want an easy car buying experience? Castor Keys on Harrison. No hidden fees, no price gimmicks. Castor Key Auto Mart for a fair and convenient car buying experience.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Back at Old School Bagel. Hey man, some of those kids, it's just amazing, the kids that you guys bring to the table.
Yeah, they're
great.
great.
And we're them too. Graduate North Rock
That's
Creek,
right.
you know.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, we actually hit every single school system in this area. We were Shawnee Public Schools Elementary, North Rock Creek Middle School, then we were a Cub, then we were Wolves.
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of cool to be from this spot.
It is. There's a lot of good schools around. You know, really everywhere. You know, all around us. A lot of good schools. A lot of good teachers, coaches, good kids. It's a great area to be from.
It really is. So talk a little bit about how proud you are of where you're at, but also I know you want to downplay that. You have to, because this is really preseason working into the next season.
It is. You know, it's always good going into the Christmas break to have some confidence, and I think our kids have that. But I also know that with the experience of being in the state tournament last year, they realize and know what it takes to get to that next level. So obviously we're not satisfied, you know, with where we're at. We've, like Devon was saying, we got a lot of tough games coming up, and so we know that we just got to go to work and keep doing things, you know, right, and working hard in practice, and we'll be just fine.
Well, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. So I know that you're excited about the challenges coming up. What are some of the things that you know you have to improve on in order to win?
You know, one thing is free throws. For whatever reason, the new free throw rule is kind of, I was reading an article on it the other day about how it's kind of affecting some of the free throw shooting in high school sports, and I really don't know the reason, don't know the science behind it, but you know, you're shooting 2 shots now instead of 1 and 1, so I don't know if kids, you know, don't worry as much about that first shot or whatever it may be. But that's one thing we've got to improve on, because we've got the athleticism to get to the rim, but we've just got to go finish at the free throw line.
And so talk to me a little bit about that rule, because I got caught on that when I thought they were coming to a 1-on-1, but is it just after 5 fouls now everything's 2 shots? Yeah,
so basically every quarter, if you get to 5 team fouls, you're shooting 2 shots. There's no 1-and-1 anymore, and every quarter it resets.
Okay.
So, you know, once you get to those 5 fouls, you're shooting 2 free throws, and then it just goes from there. And obviously shooting fouls are the same as they've always been. So.
Sure. So I love basketball. I was out playing basketball the other day, and one of my friends was talking about, you know, free throw shooting percentage, blah, 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 and did I think it was important? And I mean, since I was knee high, my mom would say free throws mean they're free. You better make them.
Absolutely.
You know? So what is a good percentage as a coach on, you know, at the high school level where you're at? What is going to satisfy a coach when he sees it on the stat line?
You know, there's probably a difference of opinions on that. You know, for our team, I like for our team's average to be 75%. Obviously, I want the guards to be, you know, higher than that. But as a team average, I like to be about 75%. I think we're right around 68 right now. So we've got some improving to do. And that's the thing with it too, is just like you were saying, those are free shots. You have to make them. I mean, it's just one of those deals. So we've got to get better at that.
What about on the other side of the ball? I mean, you're 8 steals a game. You can't keep that up. What do you want to see going forward? And I say that, sure, maybe you can keep that up. I'm not one to mince words, though.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
You know, we're real athletic. You know, everybody pretty much knows that. And the thing that we sometimes take for granted is our athleticism. You know, we get, it's not really lazy. We just don't put it at the forefront of our mind a lot of times on the defensive end, on ball defense or, you know, help defense in man. So those are the things that we've got to make sure we emphasize. And, you know, blocking out on rebounds, that's another thing that can hurt you if you're really athletic, because you just try to go out athlete people instead of blocking out. But the harder the games get, harder the opponents get, you know, you don't want to lose track of those little things that win games.
Well, and winning games is what North Rock Creek boys and girls have been doing so far this year. We want to invite everybody out to experience out at the Cougar Den kind of at this point, but we might rename it.
That's right. That's right.
Coming up through the second semester, there's going to be a lot of home games, and we'd love to see you out, especially a big inter-county battle with Bethel, January 12th. That's the next time that we get the privilege of being out there, and we will bring that to you, but we'd love to have you out there with us to experience it at North Rock Creek on January 12th.
Yep, we'd love to have you guys out. Anybody would pack the gym. Just come out and watch some good basketball. We'd love to have you.
No better entertainment value than high school sports. We say that at Shawnee CTV because Shawnee, all of us together, we're building community one season at a time. Thank you for tuning in to the Evan Smith North Rock Creek Coaches Show right here on Shawnee CTV at Old School Bagel. Bagel's pretty good.
Oh, they're great. Yes, they're very good.
All kinds of sandwiches, lunch any time of the day, breakfast any time of the day, and some of the best coffee in town at Old School Bagel. Thank you, Evan Smith.
Thank you. It's great to be here.